Hello, I'm Morgan Pechma, and this is City and State TV. Today, our guest is Piero Fassino. He is the mayor of Turin, Italy. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us. In 2006, Turin hosted the Winter Olympics. We in New York City had contemplated bidding for the Summer Olympics. Was it worth it to your city to host the Games?
I think the Olympic Games was for Torino a great opportunity because after this event, the profile of the city, profile of Torino, changed more and more. For 1 century, in 19th century, Torino was an industrial, manufacturing, productive city, a real factory town. In the last 15 years, the history and the profile of the city changed. We continue to be an industrial city, but sometimes we are today an important center of excellence in research, investigation, innovation, technology. We are a great university town with 2 universities of high quality, 100,000 students, 13% foreign. We are a real capital of culture. We invest many in culture. And today, Torino is the city in Italy that have the largest cultural offer. For this reason, Torino in the last year also is a tourist destination. In this process, the Olympic Games play a strategic role because the great events solicit the city to renew its infrastructure, to build a new infrastructure, new building, reorganize the life of the city, and I think open the city. And after the Olympic Games, Torino increase more and more as a more dynamic city with a large international relation, with a new activity and more choice Torino and sit here. Yes.
One of the things that I had read was that you have been trying to attract partnerships with American universities in Turin. Is that part of your effort while you're in New York City today?
We are 2 universities of high quality. Above all, the Politecnico, the University for Science and Engineering, is the best in Europe. The Politecnico have a relation of cooperation with 400 universities in the world, many in the United States, as for example MIT in Boston. At the same time, Torino have a university of high quality. Also, the university have 300-400 agreements with the university in the world. And we want to increase and improve this cooperation, changes of students, changes of experience, common project, common research, common initiative. And in my visit in New York, but also in a visit that I do in November, I discuss with the representative of the university, Columbia University, New York University, Massachusetts University, MIT, and others, how it is possible to reinforce, to strengthen the relation between our university and the University of the State, I think that there are many, many, many great opportunities. I think it is possible to implement many common projects.
I know that you have also met with the heads of a number of New York City's cultural institutions and seeking out partnerships. What other types of investment are you looking from America into Turin?
We are interested to try investment in many sectors. One of the engines of the great transformation of Torino was the urban transformation. In the last 15 years, we transformed 5 million of square meter of factory abandoned. And we use this former factory to reorganize the university system, to implement a new activity, industrial, also service, or trade, and other. New residencies. We have other 5 million of a square meter open to transform. At first, our goal to attract foreign investors to support in Torino this urban transformation. At the same time, we are very, very interested to develop, to increase our profile in technology, research, innovation. And this is another front in which we want to attract capital resource, international fund to support the development of activity of research, technology, innovation. And finally, we are very, very interested to invest in university and in system of education and of training. And we are very interested, for example, to try some American university to establish its seat in Turin.
Another issue that actually has been very much discussed in, I believe, in your city is on our legislative agenda this year, which is the legalization of medical marijuana. In January, there was a vote in your city to move forward with legalization. You abstained from the vote. What was your reservations?
I think in this argument, in this subject, we need be very, very prudent, because for me, the problem is not ideological problem, but a concrete, a pragmatic problem. What is the consequences of this drug in the life of the people, of the citizens? I think in this question is very, very important the opinion of the expert and scientist in this. I don't have prejudice, but I want to be sure about the consequences.
Also, obviously there's been a great political upheaval again recently in Italy. Two members, there was a coup within your own party, the Democratic Party.
Yes.
And Prime Minister Letta, it appears that he will be replaced by Prime Minister Renzi. What are your feelings about this upheaval? Was it that really that reform was not taking place as quickly as it should?
But in this hour, Mr. Renzi will present to President of the Republic the new cabinet, the list of new ministers. The formula of government is the same. An alliance led by the Democratic Party, the main party in Italy, party of center-left, with some allied. I think this government born with one fundamental, essential goal: to introduce a package of reform, institutional reform, economic reform, social reform, because Italy needs a great a great season of modernization. We need to implement a strategy for the growth, because in this last years, the Italian economy is very, very weak, and the growth is very, very slow, small. I think with this government, we want to push the society and the country to mobilize any resource, financial, technological, human, in view to obtain a higher level of the growth, because we want to reduce unemployment, we want to reduce the uncertain condition of many enterprises. We want to give to our country more and more opportunity of the growth, of the job, of the better condition of the life.
And were you surprised that there was a coup within your own party?
My party is the main party, as you know, the Democratic Party. We support the last government, led by Mr. Letta, and also the government led by Mr. Monti. These two governments achieve two important results. The financial situation is more stable, and at the same time, with the government of Mr. Monti and Mr. Letta, Italy have a new international accountability. But this is not sufficient. It's not sufficient because we need to implement a new economic strategy in view to obtain growth, job, and better condition of the life. This is a problem for us.
And do you have any concerns that that Prime Minister Renzi will be the third prime minister in a row that wasn't elected?
Yes.
Do you think that the public will have concerns about that?
I think in this moment we need to adopt some new policy speedily. If the hypothesis of a new election, in principle, is not, it is one of hypotheses, but we need that the government implement immediately some important policies. And I think it's not useful for our country to delay this choice, because the people claims today urgent choice, urgent policies. I think for this reason I agree the choice of this new government.
And lastly, twice since you became mayor, Juventus has won Scudetto, right? Do you think that it will be the third time this year?
I hope. I hope the Juventus can gain. As you know, Juventus is one of the main equipe of soccer, not only in Italy, but in the world. And the Juventus also is one of the imaging of our city. There is in the world many people that know Torino because Torino is the city of the Juventus. And if Juventus gains, I think this is a good thing for us. I wish that Juventus can obtain this extraordinary result.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And that's it for this episode of City and State TV. For more episodes, please join us on the web at cityandstateny.com.